Welcome to today's webinar. The topic today is optimization formula and optimization of cross sections from favorites list. My name is Andreas Hörold. I'm responsible for marketing and public relations in the company Dlubal Software. For instance, the German and English webinars, technical content of the website, customer projects, and so on. I will be the moderator today and I will answer your questions during the webinar. My colleague, Matthias Meyer, will be the presenter today. He's the main responsible person for the development of the add-on model optimization, and he works also in the customer support team. You can ask questions when you click at the button with the question mark, then enter your question in that field, press send, and I will receive your question and I will answer you. The other way is to watch the entire webinar and then email your questions to info@dlubal.com. Okay, that should be for the moment all from my side. I hand over to Matthias. Matthias, it's your turn.
Thank you, Andreas, and welcome to today's webinar. Today I want to show how to optimize a pole-mounted solar panel structure. So here you can see the pole. This is a beam with a steel cross-section, circle-shaped steel cross-section, and there is a rigid surface fixed to this pole, which represents the solar panel. This is loaded by the self-weight of the panels, which is 0.2 kilonewton per square meters, and we also have some wind loads. The wind loads are acting on different fields of the surface, because there may be other buildings around which kind of shield this surface, and this can lead to torsion in the beam, acting on the beam. All right, so the first thing we have to do is defining our global parameters. What we want to maximize is actually the surface area of this solar panel, because the bigger the area, the more sunlight can be absorbed by the panels, which means the maximum amount of energy can be produced. All right, so first we have to define our first parameter, which is the height of our panel. We start with a value of 1 meter. As a definition type, we have to choose optimization. Minimum value is 1 and maximum value is 2 meters. We're choosing 10 steps. So the optimization process will start with a 1 meter height, and then in every step or per step it's increasing the height by 0.1 meter. We also need a width, where I'm going to do the same from 1 to 2, and we have to define our area, which is in this case not a fixed value, it's an optimization formula. We define this here by height times width. All right, and we're also going to choose 10 steps for our width. Press OK, and the next thing we have to do is making the position of our nodes dynamic. We do this by editing the nodes. In this case, for this, the y coordinate of these 3 nodes have to be dependent on the width of our solar panel, and in this case it's negative the half of the width of the solar panel. Press OK. And now the same for the other side. But this time it's positive because it's a positive Y direction. And now for the upper nodes. In this case, it's minus 1.5 minus half of the height. And for the lower nodes, it's a minus 1.5 plus 0.5 times the height. All right. Now we open our optimization settings. We are choosing maximizing global parameter. What we want to maximize is the area, so we choose the area. And now we have 121 rotations, which is 11 times 11. Like I said, we'll start with 1 and 1 meter, then increasing this value 11 times. After that, going back to 1 and increasing this 1 by 1 step, and then again using all the 11 steps here and so on. All right, we have to press active, and now I'm going to calculate this. So now it's done with the first optimization step. Our target value area is now 1 square meter, and we see the sign ratio is only at 0.728, so there's much room for more area. You can also see this needs some time, so I'm going to cancel this. This needed about 20 minutes, as you can see here, because I pre-calculated this model for our webinar. Cancel again. All right. Now this, and here you can see the optimized model. Right now, the optimal value is 0.32 with a design ratio of 0.975, which is close to 1.0, but not close enough. So what you can do in your next step is going back to global parameters. And now we know, okay, the optimal value is around 1.2 and 1.1. So we're going to adjust this range and go from 1.15 to 1.25. Same for this one. We start with 1.05 and go to 1.15. So the range is now much smaller. And now we could do the optimization again. But again, this would need about 20 minutes. But yeah, as you can see, the values are adjusted, and now it's going starting again from new, but I'm going to cancel this. Because I also already pre-calculated this here. So here we can see the new optimized values. Here the ratio ended with 1.25 to 1.08 with a design ratio of 1.0, which is the optimal value. And yeah, here it has chosen the maximum height, so probably there are some more adjustments possible here, but we're going to stop at this point with our optimization process. All right, next thing I want to show is the possibility to optimize the cross-section by an own customized cross-section list. So in every steel design add-on, you have the possibility to optimize your cross-section by the current row. So here it's an CHS cross-section. So I'm going to open this in our cross-section library, and you can see all the other cross-sections available. And if you choose this option, it would go down this list doing the design checks until it's as close as possible to 1.0, but not more than 1.0. Right now, we already have the design ratio of 1.0, so this doesn't make sense. What I'm going to do now is going back to optimization and choose a ratio which is not optimal, which is this one. We also have to go back to this cross section. All right, now I'm going to do the steel design. And now we have a design ratio of 0.888. And I'm going back to cross sections, and now we are going to choose optimize by my cross section. Also my cross sections is the name of the list, but you can rename the list if you like. We go to the library, and the thing is that it may be the case that you cannot have all the cross sections from this row, but only parts of it. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to delete everything. All right. So maybe you only have all of these cross sections available and maybe these. And I've added them to my cross section list. You can see there's a gap between these cross sections. And now going back, and then we're going to start the calculation again. And now you can see it has chosen another cross section with which you can see here. Has chosen this one, and design ratio is at 0.963, which is more close to 1.0. All right, that was it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention, and goodbye.
Thank you, Matthias, for your presentation. At the end of the webinar, I have several hints for you. For example, a hint to our online courses, There's the RFEM 6 course, it's a course for beginners. Then the Eurocode 2 course for the reinforced concrete design, the Eurocode 3 course for the steel design with RFEM 6, the Eurocode 5 course for the timber design, the Eurocode 8 course for the earthquake design, and the AI masterclass course for the use of artificial intelligence. You can get an RFEM 6 course or Eurocode 2, 3, 5, or 8 course when you submit your customer project and when we will publish it. You can submit your project when you scan the QR code or click at the link here. Then a hint to our free online services, for example, the Dlubal community. You can ask questions there and our support team or other users or community members will answer you. Then there's the GeoZone tool for the determination of wind, snow, and earthquake loads. For example, can you download 3D models as a template for your project? Then you can download the free trial versions of RFEM 6, RSTARP 9, RWin 3, or R section. And you can explore all our free services when you click at the link here or scan the QR code. You can find more information on our website, dlubal.com. You can ask our AI assistant Mia all the time, or you can find knowledge base articles there and so on. Okay, that should be also all from my side. I thank you for your attention. Thanks again, Matthias, for your presentation. I hope we meet each other in a future webinar. See you then. Bye-bye.